Devin Callier is the greatest running back in NCAA football history, and it's time for the final games of his college career. In this video, we'll find out if Devin can break 4,000 rushing yards on the season, pick up the third Heisman Trophy of his career, and most importantly, take his team to a college football playoff championship. People are talking about Devin as the potential #1 pick in the NFL draft in an era where running backs are a dime a dozen, and today, he'll get a chance to prove that he deserves the hype. Alright boys, it is time for our final showdown against Ohio State, who Devin has owned throughout his career, man. We're getting off to a nice start with a first down run. I feel like this is going to be a game for the ages. Let's get things started with the one-man reverse. Number 2 is trying to track us down, but we're still able to pick up positive yards. The bad thing about that type of play is that it will burn Devin's stamina pretty goddamn quickly. So he's not going to have his freshest moves here. You can see that the boy is tired, but he's still able to get to the edge, and we might have something here. We stiff arm inside the 35 for a huge gain. Coach is running this PA halfback screen, very Wisconsin-esque call, and this is looking pretty nice. We hit the backspin, not quite able to pick up the first down. We come off the field again, and our boy Burkett takes care of the job. Defense coming out nice too with a 3 and out. We love to see that. Devin has a ton of space to the outside. Come on, man. This has got to be our big touchdown. Yet another Heisman moment for number 7. You can't even say it's a Heisman moment because he's had so many of them this season. That's one of our longest touchdown runs ever, though. This game could not have gotten off to a better start. We are averaging a light 28 yards per carry, and we might add to it here, man. We get to the outside again, go down the sidelines. Number 4 is able to trip us up, but Devin is having a dominant first quarter. The boy is on pace for 600 yards rushing on the day, but we are faced with a third down here. Devin is going to have to go crazy to pick this up. Burkett's not even going to look our way. Devin's not happy about that. Thankfully, our defense is having one of their best days ever, boys. We have a chance to make this a 3-score lead going into halftime, and that play is blocked beautifully, but it is crazy how an 8-yard run brings our average down. This play looks like it's going to be a touchdown, but 36 comes through with a crazy swat. So now we're going to have to pick up this 3rd and 2, and it looks like Devin can do one better than that. We've got the edge trying to get to the end zone, but not quite enough real estate. And after coming off the field for a couple of plays, Devin is faced with a 3rd and 19, but somehow Burkett is able to find Lewis for a dot. Let's go. Ohio State's able to answer with 3, but we're looking really good in this one. Devin's got some room to work on the verts play. We're going to pick up a clean 17 yards there. If we can get points before halftime, oh man. Burkett is just finding number 7 on every play right now. And we are best when we're coming out of these unbalanced formations in the pass game. Always matches us up with a slow defender, and we have tons of space here. Gonna get all the way inside the 20. And now coach is going with the run game, interestingly enough. I actually don't know if I agree with this, because we're just gonna have to use a timeout here. That is the one time I do not want us calling a run play, coach. And on that play, we're not quite able to pick up the first down. Clock is running, and I have no option to spike this ball. This might be the last play of the half, and it's gonna be short. We waste a possession. My fault for running a route short of the sticks. Now we gotta bounce back, man. Defense has given us a gem, and we gotta take advantage of it. But Devin has slowed down just a little bit here. Now he's only at 15 yards per carry. All we really gotta do is chew clock and take care of the ball, though, which is what Wisconsin football specializes at. That might be the last time you see me go between the tackles all game. Bouncing it outside is just the way to do it, man. And we get some nice blocks out there, cut it back for a big one. We actually do not need 90-yard touchdowns right now. It's better if we just pick up first downs and let the clock move. But getting another big one would be nice for Devin's Heisman hopes. After getting robbed last year, he's going to want to have a big game in this one. And you got to remember, Devin is also chasing after his own single season rushing record. Devin is wide open on the pass play, but Burkett sails the ball. Coach has decided to go for a 4th and 8, though. Very aggressive call. Sadly, that play is going to go nowhere. So Ohio State finally able to get on the board with a touchdown, and this could potentially get a little bit scary here. We've got a great hole to start out this drive, though. Just got to keep picking up first downs, man. Running the counter, but the blocking breaks down. We should have gotten north a little bit quicker there. Getting behind the sticks is one thing we should not be doing in this type of game, so Devin's just going to try to put his head down here. Throughout his career, one of Devin's biggest weaknesses is he's usually not able to truck people. As the ball hits him in the back of the head, Burkett got that out a little bit too quick, and I can't believe it. Just like that, this is a 3-point game. We are suddenly in a very dangerous position here, and our quarterback run gets us behind the sticks to start this out. Burkett's just going to have to chuck that out of bounds. So this is an absolutely huge 3rd down. Coach just has us blocking here, and Burkett takes the dump off. Come on, man. We have to punt it away, but thankfully, defense, who's been coming up huge all day, comes down with a pick, and that might do it. All we've got to do is pick up 1 first down. Devin gets to the outside, and we are going to do just that to seal this one. one up. Let's go, man. After a great first half, we really got bottled up in the second half. Devin has a calm 240 yards on the day. It doesn't even feel like he's had that great of a game, honestly. But we're just getting force-fed the ball. Ohio State is out of timeouts. This is just for stats at this point. I'm actually pretty surprised coach is still running the ball. I think he knows that Devin wants to get that single season record, but these plays are breaking down for us here. So we've got one more chance to break off a big play on third down, and our fullback picks up a beautiful block. We might have a chance. We cut that back, and all we got to do is beat number 4. We're going to take that to the crib to cap this one off and hopefully cap off our third Heisman. Devin wins 3 Big Ten championships for the Wisconsin Badgers. He never failed to win a conference championship game in his entire career, as he has almost 300 yards rushing against a tough defense. It is time for the moment of truth. Will Devin get robbed again, or will he lock down his third Heisman? This time he is going to win it in a landslide. He is of course going to win every other award possible as well. The greatest running back in NCAA history. He is just 60 yards shy of breaking his own rushing record, as we somehow topped last season already. Before we get into the next game, I'd like to give a big thanks to DraftKings for sponsoring this video. DraftKings is the place to go for all of your sports betting and fantasy sports needs, and I'm excited to have them as a sponsor, as they're my go-to for a great fantasy football experience. As a pro football fan whose team usually ends up with a losing record, I'm always looking for something to spice up my viewing experience on Sundays, and DraftKings Best Ball is a great way to do that. To start playing Best Ball, just download the DraftKings app, sign up using promo code Hawkeyes, enter DraftKings $10 million contest, and draft your team for the season. Sign up with promo code Hawkeyes and start playing Best Ball today. Best Ball is a great way to get into fantasy football without having to worry about roster management. At the beginning of the season, you draft your team in a snake draft, and that roster is used for the entire season. Each week, you automatically rack up points from your top scorers. All you have to do is sit back and enjoy the fantasy football action without worrying about ads, drops, trades, or I should have played him instead. This is DraftKings' largest Best Ball contest ever, and the team with the most points at the end of the season will take home $1 million. So what are you waiting for? Head to the DraftKings app and sign up with promo code Hawkeyes and start playing Best Ball today. Only on DraftKings with code Hawkeyes. We are taking on Boise State in a very interesting first round playoff matchup, and the Broncos might not seem like much, but they're 12-1. Their quarterback was the runner-up for the Heisman, and their defense is looking tough to start this out. The Broncos have got us to third down already, and Burkett doesn't look Devin's way. That might have been a touchdown if he found us. Thankfully, defense gets a turnover, man. Maybe this quarterback isn't legit after all. This game is getting off to a slow start, man. We pick up a nice gain with the counter, and coach is dialing it up again here from the 10. This time it is going to get us into the end zone. We are taking care of business to start off the natty. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't see this Boise State offense doing too much today. Oh my god, Devin gets absolutely killed by the linebacker there. That's the funny thing about Devin, man. He's the best running back in NCAA history, but he still gets creamed just about every time someone gets a good shot at him. Right when I say that, he trucks a dude. Boise State's running a tough defense. We're definitely not up to our 10 yards per carry average so far, but Devin is only around 10 yards from breaking the single season rushing record he set last year. We are so close to that we can taste it. His record was probably already unbreakable, but if we get 2 more games in, we might be able to get to 4,000 yards on the season. I do not know if this play calling has been favoring us. We're getting clamped up in the backfield right now, and this has got to be frustrating. Devin is so close. He's trying to do too much to pick it up all at once. 3rd and inches, we just got to put our head down and pick this up. Devin does just that. Only 3.3 yards per carry against a non-Power 5 team, but we power ahead there. That might be the record. Yes, sir. New NCAA record for rushing yards, 3,800, man. Sadly, coach takes us off the field, so we don't even get the touchdown after that. Boise State's defense has been tough, but their offense is terrible. Their Heisman runner-up quarterback throws a pick 6. So despite an extremely lackluster performance from Devin, we are still on top in this game, and we have a ridiculous amount of room on the screen. That dude took a great angle on us, but we're gonna swerve around him easily. Finally, the big play we were looking for. And with that, we break another school record for receiving touchdowns in a career with 29. I didn't want to call it too early after what happened in the conference championship game, but this one is a blowout. We might finally have our big run play here, but man, this Boise State defense is tough. This is really gonna bring down our yards per carry, man. Devin's looking kind of desperate at this point, trying to bounce the ball outside on every play. Even though we're up by 3 touchdowns, it's been a very frustrating game for him. And Boise State makes this a 2-touchdown game. This is not quite over. I'm not gonna pretend like I've been running the ball well in this one. I've been trying way too hard to make a big play. I'm just not used to having to work this hard. We might have it here though. Pick up a block, wide receivers. All right, hopefully that'll spring us loose. Devin is finally up over 100 yards per day. His worst performance of the season, but he's still got 100 yards pretty easily. We've just got to pick up this third down to get into field goal range, and we should be good in this one. Devin gets the ball out of the backfield, and he's able to put his head down for the first. Let's go. Boise State is not going to have quite enough time to complete the comeback, and after a frustrating day, Devin has a chance to get one more touchdown. Boise State was not in the proper defense to stop that play. We get to the outside easy, and that should cap this one off. Broncos don't eat up the entire clock, though. I'm happy to get the chance to run the ball a little bit more here, but it continues to be impossible to get to the outside on these dudes. I just want to break off one big play, man. It would be so satisfying. But you see how number 4 just flies to the outside on that? Here on third down, this is going to be our last play to get something done, and number 41 picks up a block, but number 4 is on our ass today, bro. You know what? I really don't see any reason not to. Let's hurry up just to pick up some extra yards. I'm trying to make that rushing record as crazy as possible, but we don't go anywhere. So Boise State makes it a respectable score, but we're headed to the national title game for the 3rd year in a row. Tough game for Devin, but hopefully we can bounce back in the next one. I could not have scripted up a better final matchup for this series. Devin is taking on the team that shut him down in the national championship game 2 years ago, and after a tough game against Boise State, we'll see if the Bulldogs are in his head a little bit. We start this out with a beautiful halfback pitch, but man, I can tell those DBs are fast. We need to play it smart here. Can't be getting too far behind the line of scrimmage like we did last game. This is where we win or lose the game in the red zone. We cannot settle for field goals in this one, boys. All right, 1st and goal. Gotta punch this thing in, but Devin gets locked down, and Devin ends up coming off the field. We've got a 3rd and goal, and our boy Burkett escapes the sack at first, but he is gonna fumble. Thankfully, we pick it up, so we are going to have to settle for a field goal. Just as I expected, Georgia puts us down 7. We're gonna have a dogfight in this one. Burkett's clearly shaken up after that fumble. Not as bad of a start as our last game against Georgia, but we are in a tough position here. Devin's legacy might be tainted just a little bit if he doesn't come up big in this game. People still talk about his bad performance against Georgia in the last national championship game, but there is nobody on Devin there. I can't believe that wasn't a touchdown, man. Not the time to go for the toe tap. Hopefully we can punch it in here, but we're lucky to get anything on that play. For the 2nd game in a row, Devin is not anywhere close to his 10 yards per carry average. All right, so big time 3rd down. I have a feeling coach is going to kick if we don't get this, and it is all on Burkett. He's going to take it in for a 1st down. Let's go. Devin once again comes off the field on the goal line, but this time Braylon Allen's able to walk in for the touchdown, and that was a big time drive right there. We get the ball right back, and if we can score on this drive, we'll be looking great. It looks like coach is going to stick with the run here. They're blitzing the safety, but we have tons of room to the right. Devin might have a chance on this one, and man, this feels good. We are finally going to break off that big play touchdown, and that should take a big weight off of Devin's shoulders. 84 yards to the crib against the team that locked him down a couple seasons ago. We're back up to that 10 yards per carry average. This is a much more well-equipped Wisconsin team than it was a couple of years ago, and we have a chance to take a 3-score lead before halftime. All right, 50 seconds left. This is not our best situation. Devin's going to improvise on that route, able to get to the sideline, hopefully out of bounds, but we're faced with a 3rd down here. Devin is just blocking, and this is a terrible route tree for 3rd and 14. So we don't get anything before halftime, but thankfully we're going to get the ball right back to start the half. Things get tough when we get into these 2nd and long situations, though. Devin's going to bounce it to the outside here. This one might have a chance too. Number 14 is going to hawk us down, but that is a big time gain on 2nd and long. After a tough start, Devin is having a pretty solid game on the ground today. All right, 2nd down. Let's see what we can do here. Devin's running a deep route, but our quarterback doesn't throw the ball, takes a sack, and fumbles. So now Devin is faced with a 3rd and long. Pretty unlikely we pick this up, but we actually had a ton of space there. Burkett's got to look our way. Thankfully, defense is doing a lot more than I expected them to do in this game. Devin's running the 1-man reverse here. We're just going to take that up the middle, though. Didn't want to risk taking a big loss in this type of game. We are just going to take our 1st downs right now. Devin is really proving that he can be a little bit more patient against a tough defense in this game. I think the reason he was so impatient last game was because of that rushing record, but in this one, he is just out to win. We are moving the ball slow on Georgia, just trying to drain the clock. This national championship game honestly hasn't been too eventful, so I'm going to try to make something happen here. We hit the back juke. The one problem with that play is our quarterback always trips us up. Field goal does not do us much good here. We need to get a touchdown or this game could get scary fast. I just know that Georgia offense has a score in them. All right, 2nd and goal. All we got to do is punch this in, and we have a huge hole up the middle. That just might ice our 2nd national championship. Georgia's able to get a touchdown, but we've still got a 10-point lead. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Devin's been doing his thing. All we got to do is keep picking up these 1st downs, marching steady down the field. I do think we've got some potential for a big play here, though. Running to the unbalanced side, but Georgia does a good job of getting out there. All good, man. Time is ticking off the clock. We're running the exact same play to the other side, and this time it is looking beautiful. 34 picks up a big block, and we're off to the races. We've just got to beat number 24. He hawks us down at the 1. All good though. We just got to punch it in to cap this one off. And Devin has made the Wisconsin Badgers 2-time national champions. We might as well add to that rushing record. I think we should be up over 4,000 yards on the season. And I thought we were going to cap it off with a huge play there, but we do get tripped up again. Still, man, 300 yards for Devin against the toughest defense in the country. He definitely redeemed himself from that last national championship game. And we might just be loose here. He hits a juke. Once again, not quite able to get out of there. So Devin caps off his career with 3 natty appearances, 3 Heismans, and 2 national championships. This was a great way for him to go out in style, but stick around. We got to check out those end of season stats. Check it out, man. Devin was only 100 yards shy of the school receiving yards in a career record, but this is insane. 4,170 rushing yards in a season, a truly unbreakable record. 50 rushing touchdowns, man. So in the next video, we will see where Devin ends up getting drafted. This was his last year of eligibility. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment where you think he should go. Have a good one. Peace.